I know I haven't been active. For those of you who've been watching for a minute, I just been working overtime, and since I've been working a couple extra shifts, I haven't been able to spend as much time with my boy. I just made the decision to not record these last couple days because it's very time consuming for me. I just spend majority of my days with my son, with my family. But yeah, man, the only reason why I haven't been recording is because I picked up a couple extra shifts, and I mean, that's pretty much it. But when it comes to trading, even though I haven't been recording, it doesn't mean that I'm not putting in the work. I'm showing up every day. I just had a couple roadblocks, but we're back on track. Today was one of the days where I aligned myself with my new schedule. I set up a new schedule for myself, going to the gym and everything. But I ended up catching some big trades, but I also ended up catching some big losers. But the real breakthrough wasn't in the trades. It was in seeing the pattern of impatience and emotional reactions. Every time that I get so close to the finish line, in this case with these prop firms, I tend to become very impatient. I've been documenting the journey for the last year. And the biggest mistake that I faced, and that I know that you watching have probably faced multiple times, is that once you're so close to the outcome, you start rushing the process. I caught myself these last couple days, especially working my full-time job. It's like, I don't want to be there. It's not that I don't like the people that work there, but it's just I feel like I don't fit in. So I caught myself trying to rush the trades. The only reason why I ended up catching a big loss, and I'm gonna be straight up with you guys, I ended up losing majority of the account balance. I was down $1,600, and the account balance was like around 1,780 or something. Was because I was taking trades pre-market on Friday. I ended up catching a banger on Thursday. I was up 50% on the eval. Then Friday came around, I ended up trading pre-market. I took the news, ended up getting fucking wicked out. I ended up taking a trade at market open. Keep in mind, I'm still at work when market opens. I ended up losing a lot of money because I wanted to rush the process. I ended Friday down $600 because I recovered by being patient and waiting for my setup. All I had to do was wait for my setup. But the same pattern that has been showing up every single time that I'm so fucking close to breaking through presented itself again, and I just had a minor setback. Even though Friday I ended up red on the day, which was a $600 loss, it was still a green day because I managed to assess the problem, which was recognizing the pattern. I'm fucking congested, so I might sound fucking weird. I recognized the pattern. I waited for my setup. And yes, I did overtrade, but I was confident in myself. And it might sound kind of confusing, but I've been doing this for a minute. I know when I'm in the right place and at the right time, you know? And I understand through trial and error that sometimes those impulsive trades don't mean anything, and there is still opportunity. So it might contradict my rules, but at the same time, like, I know what I'm doing because I've been doing it for a minute. Always remember that you have to become an observer. You have to become an observer. What do I mean by this? When I was young, I was always observing characteristics of other people that I did not like. At the end of the day, we go to bed and we reminisce about the missed opportunities, our weak version of ourselves, if we were fearful, if we were scared to act upon a vision, if we were confident, courageous. Like, we reenact everything and we become that observer at the end of the day. Now, you need to become that observer when you're in a trade, because you can catch yourself being in a mental state where you're just sabotaging yourself. It might sound complicated, but it's not that hard, bro. If you're realizing that you're in a trade, you feel so uneasy, you just don't feel like it's going to go in the right direction, something is telling you, you might as well just fucking close the trade and listen to yourself. Observe everything from the moment that you hop on the chart, the way you're feeling. Because today, I didn't feel like I liked price action on during London session. New York session, same thing. We were just ranging, mainly because Powell and Trump were going to speak today. And I didn't take no trades today because I was observing that I didn't feel confident. I didn't like what I was seeing. And part of me felt nervous because there was so much uncertainty, you know? And we already do this. At the end of our day, we either regret what we didn't act upon, or we look at the good things and we build confidence. You gotta understand that being aware is the biggest edge in trading. I noticed the urge to react, and it broke the pattern for me of blowing accounts, of rushing the process, because I was just simply aware. I was simply observing, where am I going wrong when I am so close to the end goal? You really gotta detach yourself from the outcome. And it might sound hard to do because we all want to get fucking paid. We all want to get funded, payouts, and all these things. But when you start to focus on just getting better and putting in the work, literally the outcome just pops out of nowhere. It's so crazy, but that's how it fucking works. All right, y'all. So we had to switch locations. It's a beautiful background. I love my tree. But going back into awareness, right? I noticed the urge. I noticed that is my biggest problem when it comes to funded accounts, when it comes to my trading, that when I'm so close to the end goal, I start rushing. It's a pattern that I repeat most of the time. Also, going into that scarcity mindset, like overthinking about, is it really for me? Is it going to work out for me? Those are the patterns that I recognized these last couple trading days. But without awareness, those patterns would have not been recognized. The best traders are calm. For example, when I was funded, I ended up losing majority of my profits when I was so close to getting the payout because I was rushing the process. I ended up staying calm, cool, collected, and ended up bouncing back. Same thing applies to me right now. I noticed that I was getting a little bit rushed up, ended up having a bad trading session, and just bounced back because of my awareness, understanding where I'm at, not letting my emotions or those patterns just overtake the direction of like the whole challenge pretty much. And like I mentioned before, if you can't control your emotions outside the charts, you will never control them in the fucking charts. Here y'all can see what I'm talking about, right? Being impatient, rushing the process. I mean, 13 trades on Friday, red day, and those are the patterns, right? Sticking to my rules, breaking even, one L, one bad trade, two bad trades, break you. I think those are two winners. One good trade yesterday during London session, and that's just me rushing the process because I already had built some good momentum. I was over the, I want to say the 50% mark, and I just fucking went crazy because those old patterns were just resurfacing. As you guys can see, I mean, I've been having a great trading month because I've been disciplined outside the charts. Everything you do outside of trading, outside in your personal life, like it will really reflect once you hop on the charts, especially for my content as well. Like if I'm recording content, I'm not being disciplined outside of my content life. Like, I mean, shit, it's going to reflect. I'm not going to be posting consistently. I'm not going to be putting in the work when it comes to the videos. Everything is going to be so half-assed, and it's not just me noticing. It's going to reflect, right? The quality of the content, whatever. But just knowing that how you act outside of trading is really going to translate into the fucking charts. It's going to translate into your performance. That's with anything in life. It could be trading, it could be fitness, whatever. It's going to translate. Now, I know I didn't record over the weekend. I just wanted to spend time with my family, and weekends do matter. You're not trading, but weekends matter because that's where you put in the mental reps. That's where you prepare yourself for the next week. You don't just fuck around and don't do nothing. Like, you build a discipline even in rest days. You go for a run, you go to the gym, you journal, you prepare yourself for the next upcoming week. You start looking at, for me, like what I did this weekend was just looking at the economic calendar, marking out the days that I want to trade, marking out the days where I know that I'm going to thrive in the market. You need preparation. In order for you to become successful, in order for you to see improvement, for you to see results, you need to prepare. You can't just show up empty handed, bro. You need to put in the fucking reps. And one thing is, profitability doesn't come from finding perfect setups, it comes from destroying impatience and mastering yourself. If you want to be profitable, start with your discipline in trading, in life, everywhere. Like I said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're slacking outside of the fucking charts, if you're slacking in your personal life, it's going to reflect. I'm documenting the real journey, wins, losses, and the lessons traders ignore. And with that being said, boys, this is going to be the end of the video. If you're serious about building discipline in and out of trading, I recommend you guys hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be showing up each and every single day. I'm not just recording my journey, I'm recording the ins and outs, what it fucking takes. I still work a full-time job. I'm a dad. There's so many things that may limit me or a regular person, but I know how to overcome all of that. I did it once and I know I could do it again. The next video, hopefully we are funded and on the road to our second payout, which I know it's possible, it's going to happen. But with that being said, boys, this is going to be the end of this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.